What's going on, family? What's going on? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of Nonfiction with JohnathanSoul. So, I guess it was the 90s, the late 90s, the TV show came out called X-Files. Everybody loved X-Files, you know what I mean? And of course, my favorite episodes usually involved aliens. And so the whole premise of nonfiction was really kind of to talk about stuff that's real that we might think is fantasy, like my comic book show that I do. So I got this story come out of the Daily Mail. Let's see, it's dated December 2021, December 21st, 2021. All right, NASA looks to heavens for help. Agency enlists 24 theologians to access how the world would react to the discovery. That's a long ass sentence, basically. Let me just break it down for you. And I'm going to flash it up on the screen. NASA is talking to some high level preachers to find out how the public will react if proof that alien contact and alien existence is actually happening. How is this going to affect the masses of religious people? Now, that's amazing that they would do that. And you would think, oh, what do you mean, like an online survey or something? It's like, not quite. When you go down deeper into the story, it says here the agency hired 24 theologians to take part in its program at the Center for Theological Inquiry at Princeton University, which NASA gave $1.1 million grant in 2014. So for a space agency who was behind the technology for missiles and stuff like that, for them to give $1 million to preachers, no wonder I feel funny, man. I can't. Everything is blurred. Hold on, stand by for a second. There you go. That's even better. Oh, now I can see myself. For them to give $1 million to preachers, to me, it kind of sounds like they're kind of. It's like they're surveying the terrain. Kind of. Okay, so what's going to happen when they find out? So okay, so you know, one of the reasons why I'm talking about this is because there's a recent disclosure um, from another U.S. Agency, and I'm just kind of going through my little tabs here. Pentagon, here we go. Well, it's the Sun. It's another British paper, but it says X-Files. Pentagon releases 1,500 pages of secret documents about shadowy UFO program after 4-year battle. Flashing that up on the screen now. And so it kind of goes to it. And you see these little videos, right? Where folk are, these are a video that was taken by Navy pilots and things of that nature. And it's kind of funny. So first, before I drift, let me just get to the premise. The premise is, I start out talking about the NASA and the preacher. So when you go deeper into the articles and find branches off the articles, you find that really religious people, if they ask, do you lean toward the existence of aliens or not? Really religious people say no. General, not absolute no, but I wouldn't bet money on it kind of thing. People who are not religious, they say, yeah, I lean toward, kind of a thing. So I remember asking one of my family members years ago, what do you think about aliens? Now, this is like 20 years ago. And they said something to the effect of they got to accept Jesus too, you know what I mean? Kind of a thing, which I thought was kind of hilarious, you know what I mean? So you're saying, so I was, I thought about, but by that time I had already studied myself out of Christianity. But that statement was telling because what it means is, and this is again my theory speculation, what it means is the more religious you are, the more resistant you are to ideas that would challenge your view of the universe, for example. So if there's a new medicine that comes out, that might not necessarily challenge your view of the universe. But if they prove that a multiverse exists, then that might challenge. You know what I mean? It's like, or if they prove that there's a way to uh, preserve the human consciousness after the death of the physical body, that might go, oh, you know what I mean? Those kind of ideas would challenge. And it reminded me of how the European Christian church was resistant to the idea of the earth not being the center of the universe and that it was just another planet going around another star. And they punished scientists for that. Some people were executed. Some people recanted, after being tortured or threatened or whatever. And so it took many years for the European, and I emphasize European because I don't know if the Arabs had that foolishness. I don't know if the Africans had that foolishness. I don't know if the Indians in India or the original Americans in the Western Hemisphere. I don't know if they had that vibration. I think that they dealt with life on other planets differently. Um, so that's the one point I thought that was pretty interesting. That the more religious you are, and as a matter of fact, if I click through these tabs, there's like a poll that was taken. So do I have it up here? Yeah, here you go. All right, then. So they took a poll, and it said by several measures, Americans who are more religious are less likely to say that there's intelligent life beyond Earth. And so it was pretty close. It was pretty close. But like the white evangelicals, 40% would say nah. 40% would say yes, and 58% would say nah. Then 2% no, absolute. Black Protestant, 55 would say. Hold on for a second. Let me slow down. Okay, so yay or nay. Okay, so the white evangelical, 40% would say yay, 58% nay, meaning probably not. The white non-evangelical, 65. So it shoots up if you're not a member of these religious groups. 65% of white non-evangelicals will say, yeah, there's probably life on other planets. With the black Protestant, it's funny, I don't see how they saying with the black Protestant, 55% would say yay. And that's interesting that and they said black Protestant as opposed to evangelical, which is interesting. And then it said black non-affiliated, it shoots up to 80% that yeah, there's probably life on other planets. And then the black atheist, I guess I'm reading this right, but I put the thing up on the screen. But long story short, if you go to church on a regular basis, chances are you're resistant to the idea of there's other planets out there, other kinds of life. All right, moving on. So then we get to the little Pentagon brief. So they released a document. They said 1,500 pages or whatever. And what I can find easily online is like a 9-page document that basically talks about, hey, Congress, I know you're interested in this topic, but it's very difficult for us to come up with any conclusions because the video quality is poor. That's the gist of it. After reading the whole thing, that's the gist of it. Now, at first, I was like, well, goddamn. I mean, we got smartphones that can look at the craters of the moon, and they tell us that they got all this fancy technology that can see people's license plate from space. But that might be some hype, and I'm going to show you why here. So pardon the noise, but I'm going to bring up footage. I'm going to bring up drone footage. So all of us know, of course, that Russia is doing a military operation in Ukraine. And however you feel about it, I need you to understand that because of social media, we're able to see more video and even audio footage uh, of the war as it happens. And so I'm going to show you some video footage that the Ministry of Defense from the Russian Federation put out, and that'll give you a sense of the modern. And this came out. This is posted March 18th, 2022. Okay, so not just last month. So this is going to give you a sense of what kind of cutting edge video technology exists out there. Now remember, the UFOs are generally moving. So that immediately degrades the quality of the video. Because even if with this, if I start moving around, you know what I mean? The video kind of. So if you're in a plane and you're moving and the thing is moving, you know what I mean? It's different. So I just want to give you kind of a sense of it. It's kind of like when people say, oh, they didn't go to the moon because when you take pictures, there's no stars in the background. But if you go out on a parking lot where there's street lights on and then you try to take a picture of the sky, you're not going to see the stars because of the backlit and the way light and the lens work. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is that might be a valid reason for us not to have the quality video that we would expect. You know what I mean? Because of all these other circumstances. So look at this video here that I've been playing in a loop. And you see how we can see the sky, and we can see the ground and so forth and everything like that. But it's not like crystal. It's not like crystal clear. All right. So if I go to, let me see if I can find another one. And I'm going to do these like little sidebars just because there's so much on my mind. Let me see here. All right. Now I want to contrast another drone footage. This is drone footage of like some kind of festival or gathering. You can see, and this is from RT, Russian Today, so which is banned in the United States as far as from broadcasting. We can see the cars and the people, fairly clearly. Now, can we see if they're men and women? Can we see, any more details in that? No, not really. But so just keep in mind that if somebody sees a mysterious flying object in the middle of the night, while they're driving, they pull off on the side of the road, take a video. Just keep in mind that chances are it's not going to be the clearest. Now, here's the other thing. What if our video technology is so inadequate that even if we were to catch them in perfect conditions, because the UFO is moving so quick, we still can't get it. When I was in college, right, my freshman year, I took a photography class, and we made a pinhole camera out of a Quaker's oatmeal box. So the Quakers is like the round box. So if y'all are familiar with pinhole cameras, it's the kind of cameras they had back in the day, where it's a box with a pinhole in the front to let in light. On the back of it, it almost mimics the eye. On the back of it is film, undeveloped film. And so you put the pinhole camera someplace where it can get a lot of light off the subject, right? So with us, we would sit in a corner on the sidewalk and we couldn't move for like 5 minutes or something like that. And you had the pinhole covered. It was like a square cut out with a pinhole in it, and then we put like a tape over it. And then we had the film in there, and the top, it was sealed so no light could get in. And then we removed the little flap, and then the light would come in and we could move. And if you were successful at not moving, you would get a decent photo, decent details. You could see the face, nose, eyes, But if you move just a little bit, oh man, your shit was blurry like a ghost picture. So I'm thinking that maybe our technology compared to the alien technology might be similar. You follow me? Kind of thing. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find another drone footage. And I was going to do just a screen capture, but there's so much killing and shit that's going on over there. I didn't want to slip up and show y'all something awful. So I'm just showing you the video footage here. Let me just see here. I'm trying to okay. I'm showing y'all some drone footage. Let me try again here. Okay, I think this is good. All right then. All right, let me get rid of that noise. Skip forward. Shows you a drone. Okay, so the drone is in the air. You can see them controlling it. So again, this is military video footage that they're showing us where they're using it to target, using it to target these weapons. So it has to be accurate. But this is the kind of video footage that we got that's in the world today. So just keep that in mind. Don't necessarily be skeptical, you know, because of the video footage. The other thing is mathematically. I mean, come on. There's life forms we haven't discovered in the Amazon yet. There's life forms we haven't discovered in the bottom of the sea. So you know good goddamn well that there's some life out there. And the way we're going at each other's throats on this planet, I wouldn't necessarily want to step into this mix. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to do it. But anyway, I thought that was kind of groovy. I just wanted to, kind of let you guys know about that. I think it's coming. Okay, I'm 53 years old. I don't know if it's going to pop in my generation, but the folk after me, oh yeah, yeah. There's definitely going to be some acknowledgement that there is life, and not only is there life on other planets, but we've been in contact with them for a while. I think that's happening. I'll just leave you with this. Look up exoplanets, EXO planets, exoplanets, and look up habitable zone. I think I might have covered this in another podcast, but long story short, there's a certain distance from a star that a planet needs to be in order to support, in order to achieve the kind of temperature that we have on Earth. And if you have waters and if you have, things like that, it's a possibility you could have kind of Earth-like conditions, kind of thing. Or at the very least, if we were able to make it there in a spaceship, we would be able to survive. So, one guy discovered the first planet, and it's like this for humans. Once one person does it, then it's like boom. You know what I mean? So this one guy, he was able to discover a planet, um, and he discovered it because it was past. So in other words, here's a star, right? And then the star would be bright, 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 and then get darker, 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 dark. Can't see it, and then bright, 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 bright. And it did this on a regular basis, and they realized, oh shit, something's passing between me and the star. And then through process, through other scientific methods, he was able to realize it was a planet. And so after that happened, and this was back in 90 something, I think. Flash up the thing if I can remember. And then after that, people was off to the races. They was finding planets everywhere. So now I think it's about 6,000, 5 or 6,000 planets that they discovered. Some are in the habitable zone, and others is raining glass, or all brick, or something like that. But we're close. We're very, very close. All right, love you guys. This is JohnathanSoul, JohnathanSoul.com. Hope you enjoyed this little nonfiction vibration. And check out my YouTube channel, my website for my comic book reviews. I review comics created and owned by Black people, whether they be in the diaspora or back on the continent. And it's good for us to tell our own stories, and in a context where there's like no limits to your imagination. I like that. So anyway, love you guys. Hope your dreams come true. Be safe out there. Don't forget to wear your mask. Peace.